So in this video, we're going to see an example of randrange and how it can be used for making just some little program. And you're going to see me make it as I go, right? I haven't made this yet before. I have barely even thought of it. So hopefully it turns out okay and this doesn't end up being like a 20-minute video. My idea is I want to start out at least by just having kind of one thing go across the screen, and when it gets to the end, it'll come back and be at a different height. And the idea here is that once I have that implemented, I could just kind of repeat that maybe with a for loop or something like that, or we'll see how it goes, maybe just by making enough objects individually to make kind of this like scene where it looks like you're in a spaceship looking out a window and you see these stars kind of flying past you or something like that. So to do that, let's start by setting the mood a little bit. Let's make a rectangle at 0, 0, 400, 400. I know I could do background, but whatever, I'll just do this. And I'm gonna make the fill the fill equals a gradient from black starting on top to, black starting on top. Let's see if purple looks okay. And then to blue. And then to blue. And we'll have the start equal top. Let's see how our little space background looks here. Heh. Fill equals great. Oh, I just don't have another parentheses, I think is my issue. Yes. Okay. That looks all right. I kind of want it to be more black. Can I just toss in a couple extra, like another one there between black and purple? So now it'll double the size of that. It looks all right, I guess. It's not super spacey. It's a little, the blue here is a little too vibrant. All right, you know what? We're going to go to some colors and documentation. Built-in colors, bada boom. Let's get to some darker blues and a darker purple maybe too. Ooh, I like the medium slate blue, but I don't think it's dark enough. Midnight blue. I like midnight blue. Let's switch this over to midnight blue. Whoops. Let's see how that looks. That's looking pretty good. The purple we got to make a little darker too though. So let's get a purple, dark purple in here. Maybe indigo. So we'll switch this purple to indigo. And whatever. But we're spending too much time making the space scene, making the background. It's up to you to make it look even prettier. Okay, let's zoom in over here now. And let's start making, just by making one little star that's going to float in the background. So I will make a star. I should call it like star 1. Though honestly it's, well, yeah, we should do it in a group. Because, yeah. Let me just start with making one, and maybe I'll make another video where I make a full kind of like star scene in the background. All right, so we're going to make a star, and we'll have it start, I guess, just at 200, 200. A radius of, it should be kind of tiny, maybe a radius of 5, and we'll make it have, ooh, this is really cool too. We're going to make it have its points. We'll make it a random range between, oh, that's cool. And this will be useful for when we do the loop. We can make every star kind of unique. So we'll make it a random range between, I guess 4 could be a star, and up to maybe 9 an 8-pointed star is all right. And let's make it fill equals, we'll just make the fill white so it'll kind of really stand out on that background. So star 200, 200, radius of 5. The number of points on the star is a random number between 4 and 9, and we'll make it filled white. Let's see if our star looks okay there. Oh, randrange, sorry, no capital R for some reason. What are you thinking, CMU CS Academy? All right, that's a nice little star. Maybe it's a little too big. I'm gonna bring this down to 3. 3's maybe a little too small now. Bring this down up to 5, and now I need to change the pointiness. So let's make it, I like 5 as the size, but let's make the roundness equal to sharper. So let's say 30. That's less round, perhaps. Yeah, I like that. That looks cool. Okay, cool. All right. Now we have our 1 star with all this, and we're already using random range to make it like a different star each time. And then let's say, all right, we'll define on step. First, that star 1 should always, dot center x should always be subtracting by some amount. So it's going to be, well, let me think. If I'm moving this way, I want the stars to be going the opposite direction, so it looks like I'm walking past them. So if I want to think that I'm moving to the right, I want the stars to move to the left. Okay, so on step, the star will be moving to the left. Let's see how that works. Hey, star's moving to the left. Great. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to say, okay, if the star 1 dot center x is center x, if it's off the screen to the left, so it's less than, let's say, -15, just to make sure it's all the way off the screen. Though I suppose I could do less than, if the radius is 5, let's say less than -6. If the star center x is less than -6, here's where we're going to, so, you know, whoops. Here we are moving the star, and here we are reset the star. Here we reset the star. And if the star's x is less than 6, we're going to set the star 1 dot center x to, let's make it 406, equal to 406, so it's off the screen to the right. I suppose maybe I'll make it 15 and 15, just so that the star can, you know, if I change the radius, it's not going to mess it up. You could also always, you know, make this based on the star's radius, like 0 minus the radius or something, and then 400 plus the radius, but let's, you know, we can afford some magic numbers. And now here's the next part. What we do have right now, and we've done this a billion times, I think, where it's just, all right, great, we have a star resetting, right? It makes it across the left, comes back to the right, goes again. But here we'll use now random range to reset where on the screen the star is going to go. So I can set, all right, also on reset, I will set star 1 dot center y equal to some random number, rand range, between, and we'll go from 0 to 400. Maybe 401 if I want to allow it to be exactly on there. And honestly, I'm considering maybe this should really be like 5 to like 395, so the star is never kind of cruising along the top or the bottom of the screen exactly. But now, what you'll see is when the star resets, it resets in a, maybe I can zoom in a little bit, it'll reset in a random spot somewhere else. And we're almost fully cooking. Where is it? Oh, it's all the way at the bottom. I was covering it. And I mean, that's enough, right? You could stop the video right here, and maybe I should stop the video right here, but I'm gonna live a little wild, and what I want to do is create a star, like a, you know, kind of like we're driving through space by making a bunch of stars that are going to interact this way. So in order to do this, what we'll do right now, we have 1 star working. Let's make some loops. Let's use some loops to get the stars to kind of move around a little bit, you know? So let's say instead of this, I'm going to make my star group equal to an empty group for now. And we'll just comment this out for a moment. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make a loop for I in range, and let's make 100 stars to start. Is that going to break this thing? Let's make 50 stars to start. From 0 to 50, I think that's how ranges work, right? I'm pretty sure. For I in range 0 to 50, I'm going to, in the star group, we're going to star group dot add, and now we'll add a new star. Boop. Pop this in here. But I actually kind of want to randomize almost all of this stuff, and maybe even the radius a little bit. Definitely the roundness and the color I'll keep the same. I like them being different points. Oh, if we want to get crazy, maybe we should make 3 different groups of stars. We're going to keep them all the same. radius. Here, the thought that I'm having right now is I could make them different radiuses, and then the bigger ones are closer, so I could have the bigger ones moving faster, and the smaller ones would be further away, so we'll have them move slower to give this kind of sense of this extra stuff. So maybe I should make, let's make 3 groups. So we'll call it star group 1, star group 2, star group 3, and we'll make 3 separate groups. Let's just do it this way. Bop, bop. And then we'll make star group 1, and this way maybe we'll make like 20 stars in each group for now and see how that looks. It might be too many, by the way. Okay, so now we're going to add a star at a random range between, we'll just go 0 to 400. I don't really care too much about where it starts on the X. 0 to 400. Same thing, 0 to 400. And these will be my small stars. So now, all right, star group far, mid, and near. So we'll make star group far. These will be a little smaller, so we'll make this maybe down to 4. And we'll still have their points change. All right, so here we're adding a bunch of stars to star group 1, far. And then what we're going to do for, now we'll move all the stars into the first star group. So for I, maybe we'll call them S for star, or actually for star in star group far. So for each group, for each star in the far star group, we are going to set the stars center X minus equal, let's go nice and slow here. Let's say 2. These will all be going nice and slow. And then we'll have to do this if inside of another 4, because we have to, I suppose we could reset the star in that same, right? Yeah, we don't need to have 2 for loops going. We'll reset the star, but these should all, now I indented to make sure that this is now inside of that. And then we'll just check instead of star 1, just this, if that star's center X is less than 15, we'll set its center X to 15 and choose a new random Y. And if we did this right, we should generate a bunch of stars, and then they're all going. I wonder, I guess the Ys are kind of different enough that it looks like we got some stars moving past us here. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, right? We got this little scene, stars are going past us. Doesn't look too bad. Looks a little sparse sometimes, but we're gonna add some other star groups. All right, that's running pretty good. Now, we're going to make for I in range, and we'll make another 20 stars here. And then we'll just copy this because that worked well, and we'll call this star group mid. And here, this doesn't matter, but we're just going to change the radius to be a tiny bit bigger. So let's make it 7. That'll do. And I guess we're going to do another for loop here. We'll have different for loop for each group here. We're going to have it because I don't want to be putting another if in there to check its radius. So yeah, we're just going to make another group. Maybe it makes sense just to randomize the radius, and then depending on the size of it, it could just be looping on one group. But that's getting into like how efficient our program is, and we don't really talk about efficiency here. So only if my program starts running poorly will I maybe try to fix the star group mid. Actually, I can literally just copy. Well, first let's move this into moving the star. And I can literally just copy this and just switch it to star group mid, right? This is really lazy and potentially problematic, but all right. So it was moving at 2, so those back guys were moving slowly. They were definitely moving way too fast, actually. I'm going to move it by 1, and these mid guys will move by 3. Let's see how that works now. If we run this now, we got the back stars moving slow, the medium stars moving kind of faster. Ooh, that's really cool. Maybe there should be less medium stars, though. But you see, like, we got this kind of space scene going on in the back over here. I'll make a few. Well, we'll leave it like that for now. And we're just going to do this again. I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but this is my, I'm recording it live, right? We're doing it live. Star group near, and then we're going to copy and paste this for star group near. And they'll be moving quite fast. So let's move by 5. Their thing is, I'm going to make less of them because there should be less of those. And we'll make their radius 10, some big old stars. And let's see how it looks. Oh, man, we got the 3 layers. Look at our little scene over here. We got the back ones moving really slow. We got a mid zone over there, and then we got the fast ones. This is looking pretty cool. And so we see we're using random in multiple different places, right? We're using random to change where the stars start, to change how many points. I suppose instead of making 3 groups, I could have randomized their different radiuses. And then we're also using random for resetting its Y, so as it goes through, it looks like a new star is coming from somewhere else. And then on top of that, we got a little example of some for loops here, for loops outside of our step, as well as some for loops inside of a step to generate our far, mid, and near stars, and then also to make them all move, how they're supposed to. And with all that, we got this really cool kind of background scene going on here. And then, I can imagine this is just the background of our game, and now we got a little, character that moves around or something. It looks like they're flying in space, right? I put a spaceship in the middle of this and maybe make it rumble a little bit using some randomization to rumble it. We're grooving. We're moving and grooving here. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed that one. Peace out. See you in the next one. And yeah, that's all I got for you.